If your offense is like turn the corner, or is it going to be a game-to-game type of situation?
Listen, all you can do is we have got really good shooters. We've been working on making the extra pass. We work on our offense daily. Sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't. When you make them, your offense is a lot better. I think the quality of shot that we've been getting is good. That's what I think good offense is. And we've been getting extra shots, which has been big. We're going to work on it every day. And the good thing about the game is if you don't shoot it well, make sure your defense is really good, because defense travels. But when you make shots, it just changes everything.
And then they can sort of, that old adage, does offense travel then? Sort of not really, does it?
It's just inconsistent. The things that you can control, your attitude, how hard you play, how smart you play, the skill stuff. Some days you just don't have it, and some days you do. But the defense end, we got to be able to do that. We got to rebound better. That's where I think Naz has really helped us, and that's what we got to do to move forward.
Lawsuit film show you anything?
We had moments and stretches where we still, I think we were more consistent over time. We weren't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I thought in the second half, you look at the assist numbers, guys were making the extra pass, and when you make the extra pass, you play the right way, it just seems like you shoot better. There was more flow, there was more rhythm. I thought our defense was really, really good at the beginning. I thought it was actually good. There wasn't a lot of breakdown where they made threes and you broke down, maybe one or two. They've got really good shooters that were shooting really, really far. I felt like in the game, I'm like, gosh, you got to be there closer. But then in watching the film, we did a better job than I thought. And sometimes you play against a team and they make shots.
I know you say, you really want to try to get Jamal.
Yeah.
Going into conference play,
yeah.
Pretty much on schedule to play twice a week. Does that rotation expand to Jamal?
There's no question. Jamal Bey, I thought in the first half was big time. He played exceptionally well. He got in the lane. He played confident. At the beginning of the year, you can see just even the maturation of where he is. Looked a little timid and hesitant early in the year, and then, lately and even in practice, you can see it translate. So you'll see him play more. Elijah's been working really, really hard. It's going to probably be game to game for me with him. Based on how games are going, but he's getting better as well, learning what we want, how we want it done, and time will tell.
Is Elijah kind of a change-up guy that can maybe bring something that you typically don't have?
Yeah, I think a big thing is it just gives you another good guard who can get you in your offense and play. The biggest thing I think with the young guys, it's not the offense, it's usually the defense, of where you got to be able to be really solid and good. When you don't have a large margin for error, everything matters. I think with the young guys, they have a tendency to do good things, but more the inconsistencies of what veteran players do. But he's getting better and better every day, and can be a guy maybe that might be able to help us as we move forward.
Jalen's shooting efficiency is off the charts this year, so not just on the arm, but 59%, 1% as well. What's changed about him? What's changed with him?
You know what? Listen, there's no shortcuts in this thing. It's all about work. He's studied film with the coaches. He's got extra shots with the coaches. He's grown up and become more mature. He is doing well academically, like in all areas of his life. That's the fun thing about coaching, is to see a guy like when you first get him and he's quiet, and then you see him start talking, you're like, God, I liked you when you were quiet, Kidding. But you just see him grow up in so many different ways, because I think he's going to end up being a great leader as well. You see him just keep maturing in all areas of his life, but it's all about work. He just keeps getting better and better. You know what he's going to bring? I think the thing that's incredible for him is his assist numbers. He's getting guys involved. He's starting to see the game differently, and the more guys you have the more that one more becomes really contagious. And we work on it every day, and these guys just get better every day.
Mike, going into the Gonzaga game, you talked about being physical and tough with those guys.
Sure.
That you weren't the year before. Is that the same with Utah? Are they one of those kind of physical teams you've got to match that?
I think Coach K is one of the best coaches in the country. His teams always get better. They're fundamentally sound. You see how they play at the beginning of the year, and then they go down, they beat Arizona State. They take Arizona all the way on the road. Bearfield is playing as good as anybody there. He's got them playing confident. Tillman stepped up. And I think it's one of those things. They're not as physical, I think, with, they had Rawson last year and Collette. They had a very Bibbins. They had a lot of seniors. Johnson's still physical, but they don't have that. He's still really good down there, but I don't think as good as Collette was. But these guys, he just keeps getting those guys better in his system, and they're right now shooting as good as any team in our league. If the country made 16 threes, 10 threes against Arizona, a lot of their assists or a lot of their shots and points come off assisted threes, and so we've got to do a good job. That means the ball's moving, it's faster. We've got to be able to move, make our bumps, take the shooters off the line, and force them to be playmakers. I think that's been big for us. Last year here, they were 3 for 16 from the three-point line the first half. In the second half, they only shot 4 threes, and they did what? They pounded inside. They went to the foul line 18 times, and the score shot 70% inside. So they can beat you a lot of different ways. They can be the three, then they can go inside, and then defensively, he can play zone, he can play man. They try to, confuse you a little bit. But I know our seniors have never beaten Utah, and so we got a little extra motivation, but we got to go down there and worry about us, which is going to be, can we implement a game plan and defend them, take certain guys out of the game, and then can we score against them? And I think right now both those areas we're getting better at, and if we can go down there and execute, we'll have a chance to win the game.
Is it the hardest road trip, because of not just the teams, but because of that travel, that flight in between the games?
Every road trip is hard. They put the elevation on there. I don't know, just go play basketball. It's a game. You just got to go out and play. Mountains, in the ocean, wherever you want to play. You want to play in the aircraft carrier? Let's go. You want to go to Alaska? Let's play outside. It's basketball. We just got to. They're just two good teams that you're playing that have two different styles, and hopefully we've prepared them well enough up until then with the non-conference, the different place teams that we've played to be able to go out there and execute it. That's why you play in Vancouver, where you're playing 3 games in a row, where you have that that one break in the Pac-12. Go down there and execute a game plan and hopefully win.
What does it do for your offense when you have, like you did against Washington State, multiple guys who are out there really able to score on a night? I know that's something you said you've been looking for.
Everybody, there's certain guys you run plays for, certain guys create offense by themselves with their energy. Certain guys can just really shoot the ball. And I think it's just, it's like watching the national championship game last night in football. It's, the closer team, we talk about tougher together. It's that when you feel that you're just connected and you're happy whoever's scoring. We do have 6, I think I said this at the beginning of the year, we have 6, 7, maybe even 8 guys that could actually start for our team. And each one can have those games. Naz is starting to be really, really aggressive and doing what he's doing. I think Jamal Bey has a chance to get 15 to 20 points in a game. So to see that offensive balance is a great thing. Because when you have a confident team in every position, good teams are going to say, we're going to take away him, we're going to take away him, we're going to take away him, and we're going to take away him. But that guy steps up. That's how teams win. And so to have that balance, to have multiple guys contributing and confident is huge as we move forward.
You said that the schedule that you devised this year was to get ready for the start
Sure.
of conference play like
Yeah.
this. Do you think the schedule accomplished what you wanted it to do?
Time will tell. Now we're in conference. I felt like we didn't play. I thought we played really good. I didn't think we played great by any stretch of the imagination. But we had talked about many times that we only had 2 guys play well in this game. We had 3 guys. When are we going to have 5 guys? And you're starting to see what? You're starting to see guys become more confident. You see, Naz. I thought not only was he scoring and aggressive, but he's starting to rebound the ball. Rebounding is a big part of us moving forward in our league. And I think Jamal Bey is just going to keep getting better and better. He pulled a Matisse and blocked a 3-point shot in our zone and then finished it in transition, and he penetrated and kicked. Jalen's playing at a high level now. I think Dominic Green is as good a shooter as anybody in the country. If we can find him and get him some open shots, I think he's a difference maker. When you beat a team like Washington State in a rivalry game, and Noah Dickerson, has 4 points and whatever, that's a plus, that's a bonus. And that's when you have 4 or 5 guys step up. One guy can have a bad game. Maybe 2 guys can have a bad game. We're getting a lot of great production from our bench, and so those are all positives.
After that with Noah, does he look more motivated this week to have a big road trip?
He's motivated every day. We just had a great workout out there. He's been, say, hey, listen, Noah, the reason why we scored the first 2 possessions is because of how they played him. I mean, they opened up the whole lane, and we had wide open shots. I mean, that's why you have a team. So you can get frustrated, and I was telling them, you're going to get frustrated. The team's going to front you, they're going to beside you, they're going to do whatever they can to keep you away from getting the ball. It's going to only make you a better player. It's going to make us a better team. He could also get in foul trouble and foul out of games. And now can you play without him? That's great. We've proven that we can, but that's what makes great teams. But when you have a Noah Dickerson and you look at some of these games that he had last year in the competition of the games, he's an elite post-up player that changes the game. And, we just need him at his best, and he'll just keep getting better.
Couple more, guys.
It seems as if the one thing that you really helped Noah with was his composure and the strong face. Did you have that same conversation with Nas? Because it seems that he's also kind of sort of starting to get that.
Well, I think the biggest thing is, everybody wants to average 25 points a game and be All-American or get every play ran for you. I mean, that's just human nature. And so, a lot of these guys work so hard in the summer, they come back, they want larger roles, they want more. And I thought at the beginning of the year, I thought Nas he was forcing it too much. He'd kind of already made up his mind on what he wanted to do, and that hurt him. But when you play the game the way it's supposed to be played, and you have the purity of the awareness of the team and awareness of yourself and what we're trying to do and what the team's trying to accomplish, it just falls in place. And you started seeing the game that really turned it on for me was the Virginia Tech game, where he had 9 rebounds and he got the tip dunks. That's Nas Carter. He's not the 2 guard that's just spotting up in the corner waiting for a ball to come to him so he shoots a 3. He can impact the game that way, but he can impact the game, blocking shots, his energy, offensive rebound, put back dunk. It's like a shot of adrenaline. Skying out of the air on rebounds where it's plucked. Where they're going into a zone and he goes up for the lob. Those are energy plays. Like, he's the kind of guy that gets that crowd doing what? It gets them going. And that's how he's got to impact. And I think now he's starting to learn those types of things, and while being able to really shoot and be a heck of a player. And everybody's got to sacrifice a little bit, and I think it's a long season. We're midway through, and you're starting to see certain guys step up. You're starting to see them feel comfortable in their roles, in their new roles. Every year the game changes. One day they're going to let Noah get the ball, and then next year they're double teaming him. And we've had to adjust, and I think this team's done a good job doing that.
Defense is coming off, his career. Is that indicative of anything?
You know what I think a big thing with David? David is he was always a scorer. That's what he was. That's what he was. Out of high school, he played the position. He sacrificed a lot in terms of his role to be the leader and to run our team and do those things. But he does have an ability. And I'd always looked at the numbers and said those numbers are not indicative of the type of shooter we think he can be. And I think it goes back to, okay, what shots? I think in the last game, our guys, they left him open. We made the one more. He got it in rhythm, not like at the end of a shot clock where there's 2 seconds and he's got to shoot a quick shot. And, having that option and having him have that ability, I think is huge as we move forward, while still running the team, being the leader. But if we're making that extra pass and we've got good spacing and we're doing that, he's going to get those. And when he makes those, we're a different team.
Can you give us
Last
just
one.
a little bit of an insight on some conversations you've had with Noah? Because he's got such a scorer's mentality.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're telling him, that when you're kicking it out, it's for the best of the team. And I'm sure he hears it because, but he still wants to score.
Yeah, I think, listen, everybody wants to score. Again, if you're scoring 80 points a game, that means not everybody can score. But listen, everybody knows we try to get him the ball. I mean, that's no secret. He touched the ball against Kansas 39 times. 39. You know what I mean? So we're going to him. As it goes back to, you want to play that way? Guess what? We got Matisse Seibel over there. He's pretty good. Keep shooting, Matisse. Keep getting 17 on 4 shots. Be efficient like you are. Jalen Noel. That's why you have a team. And I think having your question earlier was great because you start seeing all those other guys step up. I think Hamir Wright has been, he's struggled offensively. I think he's another guy that you're going to start seeing making an open shot, finishing better around the rim while playing the defense that he does. That's when we just keep doing what? We just keep getting better. And that's what we're focused on. Every game's going to be different. We motivate these guys to be the best. Sometimes we miss Noah, sometimes we get it to him, but he needs to be, it's all about the team. Some games it's going to be his game. Like last year, he had 22 rebounds in the game. He had 27 against DeAndre Ayton. We know we have that. We'll do the best we can to get them. If they want to take them away, then guess what? That guy over there is pretty good. The guy over there is really good. And he's really good, and he's really good. And then if they're not good, our bench is getting better. And so,
Does he get frustrated?
Oh yeah. I mean, can you imagine like your whole life, like you walk in and you have like 4 security guards and everybody's trying to attack you every time you come in? Like you might have one and they're all like, "Hey, how you doing? Pretty good, yeah." You feel like you're getting pickpocketed all the time. And you know what I mean? Like they're fronting them, they're siding them, they're hitting them, they're design, their game. But I think it's this. It's the greatest compliment to a player. It's the most difficult. It's the greatest compliment. A team is designed to stop you. That's great, right? Isn't that the greatest compliment? It's the hardest thing to do, but it's part of also will make him a greater player as we move forward, because if those guys make shots, they're going to start doing what? 3s are more than 2s. They're going to start taking that away, and then it's going to get him back there. So I want you, Percy, shoot it. Make the dang thing. Shoot it. Okay, sorry, you have a broken arm. Hey, shoot the ball. Shoot it, make it, because 3s are more than 2s. Then they do that, and then we do what? Right? That's what a team is. So as we move forward, you know, I know it's basic, but it's simple. And as long as everybody's okay, it's about the team. It's about the team. It's about, you know, it's about that. And, you know, tougher together. Bottom line, simple.
And we're done.